Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. No longer goo. The goo is no longer goo. So if I'm lucky, I won't be forced to do any more raids. If I'm lucky. Do you think I'll be lucky?
You couldn't care instead, so.
But I care immensely.
Do you?
If I don't care, then I'll die.
But you're already dead.
No. You're the one who's dead. You're so dead you think other people are dead when they're not. That's how dead you are. People aren't dead just because you're dead. Oh yeah, I finally got the stuff I wanted in Bobocrat.
Oh.
Basically now that medics are a thing, suddenly the game is way less BS that was irritating the shit out of me before. Because it's like, at least if I get screwed over out of hitting shots or whatnot, it's not as high stakes anymore. And that was like the main, like, praise I had from Modern Roadcraft is I actually like the respawning because and the healing, because it means that if I get screwed over by the game being terrible, it's not so bad. Because I get a second chance. And also means that you play a lot differently. I like it more because it makes people do Tismy tactics more instead of everyone doing peak gaming and whatnot, which the netcode cannot handle at all. Is people doing peeking. Because when you peek, it doesn't do a good job of moving your hitbox accurately. So you only see a pixel of an enemy and yet they'll somehow get like 10 shots on you. Oh, actually, I did forget to change that.
How is that? Oh my fucking. And that will screw me over, of course. Yeah. There was an invisible hitbox that I rammed into.
Invisible hitbox. Alright. There we go. Just go repair the ball. I had to change the name of the Strom because I forgot. I'll have to double check it again to make sure that it did change. As well. Why is this ship so blue? It's blue.
Of course, that one that screwed the whole race over for me. I have to redo the whole thing.
Good job.
That is
How
such a tricky hitbox.
how about you don't care? How about you do that? Sounds
I barely hear a gunman.
You should not care. Stop caring.
But I want to have gold medal.
Why do you want the gold?
There we go. Good turning.
Why do you want gold so bad?
Because I want to be the first, you know, the alpha.
But everyone else already has platinum everything. You're like
I
late.
don't care, I want to be prepared for the second game.
You're already prepared for the second game.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. What the second game's just really easy and they ruin it. You don't know. They could do that. The last game they made was Space Assault, which was way lower quality, so who knows? Like, it makes me worried the fact that they even allowed Space Assault to, like, be a thing. It's like, it makes me concerned. Just period.
Seen from the trailer, it's not like Space. It's literally like an.
Well, I'm just talking about not the genre of Space Assault, just the overall quality. It's like, that alone just makes me concerned.
They already showcased the trailer, Gunman. It's not even the same quality.
Oh, so you're saying that the trailer is 100% accurate to the final game and it will not be lies?
It was in-game footage, yes.
Oh, they just say that. They don't have. They can just say it's in-game footage without it being in-game footage.
It's actually in-game footage.
It's in-game footage
No,
from
that
a
fucking
fake.
Invisible hitbox again.
It's a
Hey,
fake version.
Why is there an invisible hitbox? Why?
Because it's a hard racetrack, and that's how they make it hard.
No, there is literally a rock sticking out as an invisible hitbox on that one S-curve.
You need to improve your durability. That's the only way.
No, if you fly into, you die instantly, regardless of your durability. It isn't.
No. You're just not durable enough. If you're durable enough, you smash through it. And you blow up the obstacle forever, because there's a limited HP. So you just need to keep ramming into it until it dies. That's how it works. But the trailer is in-game footage of a fake version of the game that's not real. It's fake.
What you want, boy?
I warned you if it comes out and ends up being crap because they lied in the marketing to make it look good when it was actually crap. Or it'll basically just be a level pack for the first game and that's about it. It's like disappointing. It'd be like Halo Infinite, but Halo Infinite didn't have good marketing either, so. Neither did Battlefield. The Battlefield marketing was really tizzy as well. Man, how dare these people continue to be tisms on my watch? On Time Warp. I like Time Warping. It's fun. Days. Are you gonna make a bigger shippo? It's not big enough. You need to make it thicker. Need at least one more, ideally two. Like, actually, fitter, gunship, frigate, destroyer, cruiser. Yeah, that's only a cruiser. Days only went up to a cruiser. There's no battleship, Kanoe.
Well, that's his problem.
Exactly, because he needs to fucking make it, doesn't he? He only has a cruiser as his biggest ship. Oh, I think that was the thing I noticed about Battlescape real quick, was people talking in their Discord. I think one person was mentioning how he does find the gameplay a little tismy, and like how the missile mechanics are, and how like on capital ships the torpedoes are so like OP basically. It's like, yeah, that's why I don't like it too much. Although, he did make it sound like he wants the missiles for small ships to be harder to evade. So it's like, that's a little, I don't want that. They're already annoying as hell. If they were also hard to evade, it's like, I don't see me ever playing the game even casually every once in a blue moon. It's like, I consider just uninstalling it at that point. Because it'd be like, it's fun to check in every
Left through the invisible hitbox.
No, you didn't. Did you blow it up like a durable ship like I told you to? Because that's how it works.
No, I did. Just avoided it.
Sure. Or it was never there.
That's why it's an invisible hitbox, you fuck.
Yeah, because
It's not
it
supposed
went
to be
away.
there.
You imagine it being there, and you were so good at imagining it that it became reality, and so it fucked you.
So good. I have imagination.
Yeah. Oh, also, I do think I need to look at Modern Robocraft again because I'm pretty sure they broke the entire game with a balance update. Because I noticed that helium went from a cost 6 to cost 1, and it was given for some reason the highest health pool of anything in the game. So I think that means if you make something entirely out of helium, it will have unlimited health. I think that's what that means. So that means that airships are now the ultimate tanks in Modern Robo, if I was reading into that correctly. I might have to reinstall it and play it myself just to take a look. Because does that mean helium? Does that mean giant airships are like, not meta? That won't be meta because they'll be out in the open all the time. Because they're helium based, so you can't go down unless you invest a lot into downwards thrust. But I think airships will be, like, extremely durable. To where, like, sniper shots, like, you don't care about. Like, the only thing that would, like, kill you are, like, shotguns and whatnot.
Hold this up with this truck again. Jeez. It's the flipperoo truck, where it's on the last part flips your vehicle around 180.
I wonder if you could just make a giant, like, cube of helium, put one helicopter rotor on it, and it will just behave like a normal helicopter. Maybe that's how it will do. Maybe that would work. I'll need to fucking try this out after, because I'm really curious now. Because I think they've completely broken their game. With a Tizzy balance patch that doesn't make much sense to me. At all. They almost nerfed the sniper in Modern Robocraft, which was like desperately needed. And I think they nerfed it so that it can't one-hit a lot of parts anymore. Which was the main reason why it was amazingly good. And now it seems like the SMG is probably more meta now in Modern. Just because it was given better, consistent damage. Smeg.
Please, do not do a weird flip. Oh, good.
A weird flippo? Oh yeah, I also got good snipers. So in Robocraft, I've decided I'll probably stay as a sniper, just because being able to get healed makes it much better. Makes it less frustrating, so... The good network.
It did the weird flipper thing again.
The weird flippery thing?
Yes.
You're a weird flippery thing, you know. You can just shoot for so long, like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, why can you shoot for so long? It's tism. Unless you also do maneuvering, but it's like, if you purely shoot, it's, it feels wacky. It's like boosting's very expensive and shooting isn't actually that expensive. Especially because boosting is heat and energy at the same time, so it's like, well, power, you know. I don't know. What did I want for movement speed mechanics? Because I would still prefer Power Burn to be out because I prefer sick stuffing. But what was one of the things I was thinking about in respects to... Oh yeah, I just want uncapped speed completely. That was what I wanted. And then for the level design to be a bigger focus, and for map boundaries to be enforced more strictly. And I was thinking probably the best way to enforce the map boundary more strictly is just to have a subtle force that pushes you back to the center of the map. Once you hit the edge of the map, you're getting pushed back to the center. And the further you diverge, the more extreme it gets. I think that was, like, the best idea I had for, like, that would make the most sense, I think. Especially if you had, like, a warning appear on the screen when you were outside the map that you're getting, like, hit by the force that pushes you to the center. So it doesn't do damage. I don't think it needs to do damage. It just needs to physically move you back to the center. And you could also have it where the faster you move, the quicker it can downscale your momentum, potentially. So if you're moving at like 1,000 meters a second, it will slow you down by 100 meters a second every second. And if you're moving at 100 meters a second, it can only slow you down by 10 meters a second. So it's forcing you to a speed cap, essentially. Hey, Fernando. I don't know, very Tismy ideas. It's really spooky.
Oh god, insta-kill.
Oh, yeah.
Not again.
Oh, it was just like, because me is like, I still want my uncapped speed chaos. You know, like Battlescape. It's really weird in Battlescape, actually. Yeah, it's very spooky. Because I don't know how I feel about Battlescape, because I was noticing in the Discord, someone was kind of agreeing with something I said, but at the same time, they made it sound like they want to make the missiles more deadly, potentially, which is the last thing I would want. It's like, they're already annoying in what you play against. It's like, I don't want them to also be, like, effective against good players, too. It's like, oh man. We're never gonna get, like, a break. So it's like, I don't know, I'll have to look at that Discord again to, like, reread stuff and see what other people said. Oh, okay. Oh, you got your booster shot. Okay. Yeah, there's a spooky Nando talking to me, Kenobi, and the cat. Yeah, and Daze is working on his Tizumi game as well. He won't build bigger ships. He only wants to make up to a cruiser. He said he'll... Oh, okay. He said he'll make a ship bigger than a cruiser for scenery. But no, it should be in-game. You should at least make a battleship. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you should have a battleship. It only goes up to a cruiser. There should be like there should be one battleship in the game, and it's OP. And you get like a fleet to help you against it. It's like the enemy flagship or whatever, and that's like one of the bosses or something. Like that'd be fun. So like the biggest ship in your fleet's a cruiser, but the biggest ship of the enemy fleet's a battleship. So you need to like outnumber it with like a lot of ships, including your player ship, to like kill it. That'd be fun. I don't think this game has any allies though, so I don't think that would work. I think he wants it to be where you're a pilot versus the world. Yeah. Yeah, the poor cat. Well, I mean, they did get their entire model changed, which I feel like that's pretty decent. Just having the entire model changed, and then put through 3 different renderers or something. And they have operational firearms and repairing. They just don't have movement. They only lack in movement functionality. You know. Yeah, because the whole model's redone. It's better than Elite Dangerous, where they got the capital ships moving for a patch, and then the netcode could not handle it, and they undid all the work they did. And I'm just like, did you not test to see if it would work first? Before, did you like, why didn't you like fake movement on it or something first before you like gave it like a decent flight model, and then realized that the netcode cannot handle it and it's unplayable if a capital ship's moving around? I think there might be some old video of Elite Dangerous from like 2017 where it might actually show one of the capital ships moving around. Because they did have it implemented for a really small time and they removed it, I believe. Or they had it like done within their testing and then they removed it. I'm just like, well, so much for seeing anything more in that category. Yeah. Well, the problem is the Elite Dangerous netcode's never been good. It's just been functional. And I think it, like, I don't know enough about PvP, but it really seems like, I think that's a good reason why 1v1s are the main PvP, is because I think if you have bigger fights than that, you're starting to already push the network aspect of it, especially because everyone moves around at really fast speeds and really decent poly ships too, just because they're so large. So I think, because I do see like 4-man fights, but like I never see anything bigger than. I'm thinking that it probably doesn't, for competitive, like in the world you'll have 4 people ambush 4 people in the actual open world when it happens, because it never happens ever, because no one wants to play in the frickin' open world. But especially people who don't have PvP ships, they're the last people that want to play in the open world. So when you actually have like a competitive fight, I think I've never seen more than like 4 players most of the time. I think it's also the gameplay reasons. I think they're just not as big a fan of the gameplay with more people, which is also fun. Especially if you have like reverb spam, because I think reverbs did get nerfed, but if you did have multiple reverbs from multiple directions, you might be doomed. That shield's going down, whether you want it to or not. So if you're like a cutter that has like 7,000 shield health, it will go down in 5 seconds flat. You'll lose 9,000 of your survivability. Which is like, I still find that weird as just a mechanic anyway, but like, well, that's what engineering did. So you can blame engineers for messing with the balance in ways unforeseen. Oh, I thought it'll be enough. Okay. Have fun with your breakfast. Fernando is eating food. That's something I didn't do today. I had 2 pieces of candy, and that was considered, that'll last for an hour, right?
Not even, boy.
Yeah, well, it'll be fine. I won't be dying. You'll be the one who's dying.
An American living on 2 pieces of candy, that's impossible.
Yeah, I can. I said for 1 hour it will be fine.
Jesus Christ. That was fast.
Yeah, you and your red out. And you're preparing for a disappointing sequel that's not good.
What do you mean disappointing? That's
It's already
looking good,
disappointing.
the trailer.
Our trailers always look good.
No, they do not.
They're made to look good.
some literally are, boy.
Like what? Like the Pokemon
Like
one?
those who just show a cinematic and that's it.
Well, it still looks good.
No, it does not
Yes.
represent anything.
Well, that's the different thing entirely. It looking good and being accurate are two different things. Like if someone just stole 3 minutes from a movie and did that as their trailer, the trailer would look good, but it would not be accurate. So see, the trailer looked great. Buy it. It's like there's two different things. Accuracy and good. You don't have to be accurate to be good.
Well, you kinda have to.
No, you don't.
Oh, no, no, god damn it. So I need to retry that segment. I crashed into something and it eliminates you instantly. No hope for survival.
Like an archer doesn't even have to be accurate to be good. He could just be
Yeah, he
really
needs to be.
lucky.
That's literally the whole point.
No, that's not the whole point. He could be mystical, where he shoots a arrow in the wrong direction and it ends up at its target anyway. That's even better than the good archer. He doesn't even like try and
Relies on
somehow he
accuracy
ends
in the
up.
end, boy.
That's not
Regardless of
accurate
the
because
score
he's
or
very
not.
inaccurate. Or what if he never hits what he wants to hit? So instead of hitting like the guy in front of him, he kills the general in the army by accident every single time. So he's good. He's big good, but he's very inaccurate.
Oh, luck by
There
accident.
you go. Yeah.
That exists.
Yeah, that's why he's good. He's very lucky. And that's what makes him good. He has unnatural luck because he made a deal with the devil to be the luckiest archer. Like he throws a arrow and then a wild animal catches it and then impales it on someone or whatever. It's like, wow. It's toxic. That's what would happen. Definitely. I do like me plasma. Oh, redness. I don't see with my eyes. I see with my nose.
No. Oh, dude.
Oh.
Also, such having a good lap.
A good lap.
Yes.
I really doubt it was a good lap. It was probably just fine. And days. Make it bigger, ship. One more ship. Oh, you could make a giant donut. I also like giant donut. So you could fly inside it. That does seem a little, tizzy. It might be a little tizzy. But either a battleship or a donut. No, it's not even a Titan. It's like you've only made a cruiser. You need to make a battleship. The biggest one you have is a cruiser because it goes fitter, gunship. Oh wait, actually it's a destroyer. I forgot about corvettes again. So yeah, it's fitter, gunship, corvette, frigate, destroyer. So it's not even a cruiser. It's been downgraded. It's worse because I forgot about corvettes existing. Unless you want to skip one of the small boys, which that's incredibly cursed that you would want to do that. So you need either more in between. You need an even bigger ship or one more in between ship. That's what you need. Well, actually two. You need two now because I discovered that the corvettes were getting overlooked again by me. You either need two bigger sizes or two in between sizes. That's what you need now. Well, it's Tizumi then. But you could have light fighters, normal fighters, heavy fighters, bomber fighters. You could have like basically gunships you could have behave like fighters basically, but they're like they're at the size limit. Gunships you have like the wiggling room, you know. So the biggest one would have to be a gunship. Otherwise it doesn't make sense because corvettes have to be broadsiding essentially. They can't fight like a fighter can. A gunship's the biggest ship you could have that could still dogfight and have it not be silly. It'd make no sense for it to be dogfighting. And even then, a gunship's like, I feel like the requirement of a gunship is it needs to have one turret on it for shooting down really small fighters. Because it just will never be able to like dogfight it in any level of effectiveness. Or is at least if like a heavy fighter that could like run away. Oh no, Spirit's internet died or something. That's big sad. Oh. Yeah, because that's what the Nova Drift has. It has the moon as the space station where you could go inside it. Because it has the vulnerable sections in it and whatnot. So you could make one of those ships. Oh. Then again, you could also have, like, uncapped speed with, no G-forces. Oh, I miss this old idea so much, Kenobi. Kenobi.
What?
I miss the old, like, TISM for HunterNet, which was to have, multiple difficulty settings, even for the PvP. So you could have a mode that's very arcadey and a mode that's very realistic, based on the server, essentially. Because I figured that was a good idea, but it's like, it was killed as an idea by someone. I forgot who it was. So if you don't want any G-forces or whatever, you could have a server where there's no G-forces and everyone has, like, the aim assist by default. So it's just very arcadey and, you know, easy. You don't need to be a tryhard. You could just chill out and have fun. Doesn't that sound toxic? Who would want to do that? I think it'd be even better for the racing, because you could have racing where you have unlimited speed but no G-forces. So you just crash like every 5 seconds because you're going like 5 times faster than you should for like that part of the track.
Still won't beat Red Out though.
I was like, what do you mean beating Red Out? Why would we want to beat Red Out? Red Out's tismy as hell anyway.
If you want to grab my interest on racing, it will need to beat Red Out or Wipeouts.
Can you go up and down in Red Out?
Yeah.
When you're on the racetrack? Can you
Yes,
go up and
need,
down?
You need to.
When you're on the racetrack?
Yes, you need to. Especially up and down to stop grinding the ground itself when you're on an uphill and all
I
that.
mean, go up and down.
Well, yeah, you have the flying parts on the big jumps.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the non-flying parts.
No, you're on the track. It's a racing game.
Yeah, well, in HunterNet you can fly wherever you want in the track, so it's better. You have more.
I'd
You have
rather
more
have a racing
options.
track.
It's better, objectively better.
I'd rather have a racing track and just go as
There
fast
is
as
a
I want.
racing track.
You still won't beat Red or anything of that.
Well, it's already beaten it because it has a track that's 3D. So get wrecked. So the track being
But this
flat,
has
it's
also a track that's 3D multiple.
yeah,
I
not
even
all the
showed you one on the
time.
stream.
It's not 3D 100% of the time, so that's how it's bad.
Wow.
I know, it's that simple,
People-
boy.
Can't
Don't
keep
need to talk
nagging
about
all you
anything
want.
else.
You will still not interest me in playing Hunter.
Oh, don't interest. It's not about getting you interested. It's about how wrong you are and how bad of a person you are because of it.
Wow.
It's like the only game I'm interested in you playing is from the depths. Exactly.
No, thank you.
With Hunternez, it's like, nah, you just need to get proven for how dumb and stupid and tism. All of those things.
Good thing I live in Belgium. I'm used to kind of insults every day, so.
Well, you're
doesn't
used to
work on
hand
me, boy.
grenades.
Yes, we throw hand grenades.
Yeah. No, the immigrants do. Allegedly. They'd probably stop doing that.
They're still doing it.
No, they're not.
They are.
No. Maybe
Last
they're
time
like
I-
water balloons. They're
That's
non-lethal. Yeah.
That water balloon doesn't kill all those children. You fuck.
Well, if it like gets in the mouth, you could choke on it and die. So they can be lethal. Yeah, but yeah, you're a big stupid about HunterNet. And also, HunterNet has less particle effects. So I can actually see...
But I do like my particle effects.
Why you like particle effects so
Because
much?
it makes everything pretty.
Well, I'd rather be able to actually see what the hell I'm doing.
But I'm able to see everything as well. Like, why am I able to get all the gold medals stand up till now?
Oh well, that's why it's that's why you're 2 years behind everyone else in the gold. Your particle
I'm like
effects
250 or
get in the
250
way.
gold medals already on it.
Yeah.
I'm doing just fine. with
Fernando
all the particle
agrees of
effects,
less
even
particle
if I have
effects.
epilepsy, so you have no excuse there.
I do have a big excuse. My excuse is it took you 2 years when you would have already have gotten the gold medals 2 years ago if you had no particle effects. They're holding you back.
Oh god.
You'd also have more
Lava.
FPS too with less particle effects.
I will disagree because I'm running at 240 FPS.
You'd have even more with less particle effects.
But 240 is the cap on VSync.
You have 360 hertz monitors, you tism.
You think I was gonna buy 360?
You
monitor?
better
I have
go buy. You're the
double
one who likes your
240
frame
hertz.
rate.
Why don't you do it yourself then?
I already got a 240 hertz. I don't want to go straight to
There,
360.
I have 2 of them.
You already
So what's
have
your
two. You've
excuse
had
now?
240 hertz for like a year. You should upgrade.
What do you mean a year? I have them longer.
Exactly. Frickin' upgrade, you tism. You already.
No, I don't need to upgrade.
You already
Yeah,
hate
that's fine.
240
And
hertz.
especially Windows 11 fixed my fucking screen resolution as well. So,
Yeah, sure it did.
yeah.
See, this is why it's all bad.
Just like to argue, just like all Americans. really.
Yeah. Well, it's I only argue when you're incorrect. If you're right, then there's no need to argue,
Wow,
is there?
Incorrect on an opinion.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's why your opinions are autism. Alright, yeah, Fernando basically was saying a lot of stuff where it's like, yeah, he's on my side,
Sure,
mutism.
yes.
Yes, yeah, well, there's proof and text.
Sure.
He wrote it down.
Mm.
But yeah, he was saying how it's like, he likes reducing the particle effects in VR a lot. For me, I just have it done because of frame rate.
I like my flashy, colorful games, so.
Exactly. Yeah, it is a personal opinion. Like, it's always a personal opinion, but it's
There's
a
still
bad.
a lot of great visibility in this game. Like,
Oh, it's
there is
decent
one
visibility.
questionable map, I would say, on this whole race where the visibility is quite dismal because of the speed of the vehicle in class 400. Because
Yeah.
the tracks are so tight cornered all over the track.
But I'd say especially for competitive lap times, like I would want as little particle effects as physically possible, just because I want to have the best view I can possibly get. And if it can you even turn off the particle-tism ring?
Yes, you can.
All right, good. You bet. Why don't you do that?
Everything is on epic quality for me.
Ah.
I'm running at all 200 plus FPS easily.
I'm getting attacked by shippos. Oh yeah, I noticed the smoke. I mean, it's so noticeable that when I played a week ago when you changed the smoke, and I didn't read the patch notes, and I was wondering what was different. The first thing I noticed was the smoke. Like, oh, the smoke got updated. Okay. Because the color looks different, too. Like, especially the missiles. Like, if we zoom in really closely, it takes a lot longer time for it to be noticeable. Because of the fading. It's like... That's it. You can only... It's only non-continuous when it, like, fades. So it's like, yeah. Because it's individual particles, like... There needs to be, like, some TISM-y system that, like, connects all the smokes as one object when it's a bunch of small things. You know. It needs to be re-centralized smoke. I mean, if you were psychopathic, you could make the smoke volumetric, and then everyone's frame rate would be in the ground, but... That would be what, like, Star Citizen's probably thinking of doing or something like that.
Drone is doing the same thing, by the way, on the smoke trials.
Volumetric?
Yes.
Well, Drone doesn't have as big of a player size. Or
No,
map
but you can
size.
fire up to 12 missiles, so that will be kind of problematic in the end.
Oh yeah, well, I trust the Drone TISMRI when it comes to optimization, because Drone... Well, it used to run better than HunterNet did, but they did something at some point to make the frame rate lower, and I don't remember when that happened. Something
That's
happened.
the new maps they introduced.
Yeah.
They were trying out new system on the voxels and all that stuff. That basically screwed over, yeah, the FPS in the end.
Yeah.
So they had to remove certain maps, like the tree one. You remember?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was my favorite map, the Ancient Forest.
Yeah. And that had severe particle issues. That was hitting the FPS so drastically that they had to remove it.
And it was still my favorite map anyway, and I was angry when it was removed because it was
And
fun.
that's the problem when you don't have dedicated servers in the end. It transfers over to the other people. Your issues. It was not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this race is going great now. Woo.
Yeah. You and your particle
Boosts.
should make a game that has no graphics. It's only particle effects, and you'll probably love
There
it.
is an actual game about that. I think Round showed me it.
Of course he did.
Yeah, it's a game about a blind person as the main character.
Yeah. Probably think it's the best looking game of all time. Just
Yeah,
because it has
Game of
particles.
the year, instantly.
Exactly.
'Cause the person
Shows
is blind.
shows how little I should care about your opinion when you just think that immediately. Don't even look at the game. You're like, just because it has particle effects, it's automatically the best
You
looking.
only see like a few glimpses of blips or something by light particles, and the rest is all sounds, and that's it.
Alright. Yeah, maybe. Oh, so Alfredo's talking about the drone purchasing by Earth 2. Well, the main thing is drone was owned by Earth 2 for at least 6 months. We're already like vaguely aware.
Busted them out.
Yeah. They just announced that they were purchased like recently.
Mhm.
And drone, it's like we don't actually
not
know
happy
what their
with it.
plans are really for
We're
drone.
not happy with it, don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, we really
No
think
one is
that.
happy.
I mean, we kind of think that they're probably going to leave drone alone. I think is what's gonna
We
happen.
hope so, because it's our only hope we
'Cause
have now.
Because I feel like the only reason they got drone was so they could steal the map building technology, especially because they could
Yeah.
use that to like make their game world that they want.
Mhm.
Because one of the big points of drone is you have a very easy to use level editor. Yeah. Well, not a space MMO. They want to make like the entire planet. They want to simulate the entire Earth. That's like what they want from Earth 2, I believe.
It's nonsense. It's technologically impossible
Yeah.
to do so by current hardware and software.
Like, I think drone itself, like, I don't think they're gonna do anything. I think it's gonna be a giant. It's just gonna continue the current drought. I
Oh,
feel.
they will, but the problem is they're still under NDA, probably.
Yeah.
That's why they're still not speaking.
Yeah, and then poor
Jesus.
Starbase. Starbase like completely like
I've been
blew
urging
up.
people to speak recently, so we're waiting on the Q&A, and that's probably the first announcement we will see like us actually
Yeah.
them talk. Because a lot of people want their money back. That is for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Star Citizen's like a detailed tism. It's like a space sim, as in a literal space sim, where it's like it's simulating like everything. Everything you could want simulated will be simulated. And you could just hope that graphics card technology will catch up fast enough to make it possible. It's like it's. I mean, CPUs are probably gonna catch up, but graphics cards non.
Oh god. No, we're going too fast. No. Dive.
Well, that's just because drone was one of the things they're working on. Drone was like space environments, so they probably just showed that the.
And
the
spider
sake of
legs.
it.
And volumetric smoke trials for missiles, which you can fire up 12 to them at once. Which will be amazing.
But yeah, but like I already know the space map. The space map was one of the things we were going to. That was actually, I think the space map was something that was already done, but before they were disallowed to update the game any further.
I'm most excited for the spider legs regardless, because that's our introduction to ground drones, hybrid drones, like
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, that's why we were very angry when the progress stopped. Because it seemed like we were getting close to the point of a lot of the cool stuff to come out.
Yep.
And that's when everything stopped. Which was about, like, approximately almost 2 years
Ouch.
ago at this point. Very long time. So it's like we were close to getting, like, a really good arena shooter. Really close. And then it was ruined.
But now they got the funding thanks to their deal, and they should be able to do it now.
Oh, at least, I mean, the
Fucking
devs are
fun.
fine though. It's like, well, they should be able to do it. My main worry is I don't think they care. I don't think Earth 2
Oh,
cares.
they do care. If they did care, they would have called themselves bankrupt a long time ago.
Well, I just say I don't think they care about drone. I think they only care about Earth 2.
Well, yeah, there are two people, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like,
they have no regard
well, I think
for
even the
fucking-
people like in the company, like, I don't think they care about drone. I think they just took it because it
They
was
just care
easy.
about the technology that they had, because it's literally their own technology that they basically programmed themselves for the arena editor.
I think all they will do is they'll find a way to integrate NFTs on drone and then sell drone as a separate game, maybe, and that's about it.
No, drone will be free to play. They already announced it.
Well, that's what I mean by selling it. Because they're just selling it for free.
They will integrate like digital assets to it. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Or try.
It's like essentially like they'll just use it as testing out the NFT systems or whatever.
Yeah,
I
but the thing
feel
is,
like
if
that's
they
not-
want to keep it on Steam, they cannot integrate any NFTs whatsoever.
the
It's
tech.
literally against the TOS of Steam.
El tech. Oh, what happened to Splitgate?
That guy died.
Yeah, it
Or-
died out really quickly because it's
As
just
we expected.
yeah, poor Splitgate.
Really.
Well, Splitgate was like around for actually a pretty decent time. It went big for a period, and then it shrunk back down really fast.
Yeah, but the moment competition started coming in, it's like everyone has just stepped over.
Well, it's like, well, Halo Infinite overtook it, not because it's good, but because it's Halo,
It's
basically.
the only option available that's actually quite decent.
Because the gameplay in Splitgate is better, but because Halo is like a recognizable brand that's existed for a long time that has its own story and universe, it just wins by default, essentially. Because Splitgate's actually better as a game, but that doesn't matter compared to competing with a game that has. Like,
playing Splitgate as the Portal system. Like, I am not a fan of it, not one bit.
yeah, and to me, I'd say it's like that's the only reason to play it. And I mean, I don't like it either, and I find it really tismy that the game like feels like they're kind of just stealing a lot of guns from other FPS. It's not even just Halo. It
The
felt like
fact that you can open up 3 portals and see the entire map just beats the whole purpose of like the arena shooter and tactical gameplay of it. It's like, why? No, leave it an arena shooter or a normal first-person
Yeah.
shooter with cover to be behind and all that stuff, and not being able to see the whole map at once.
yeah, there's a lot of competition for Metaverse, and Most of the people competing it, I think, have no hope because I think Facebook are one of the competitors for Metaverse. It's like I don't
I
think you're
already
gonna
said
win.
I looked on the chart of Bitcoin, and when that thing comes down in a few months or few weeks, it will be game over for 80% of those markets in general. That's all crypto markets, all NFT markets, all
The
metaverse
bubble.
projects. 80% of them will be straight off killed off by
The
the
bubble's
correction of what
ending.
Bitcoin will do.
The bubble.
Yeah, the bubble is coming to an end. I could confirm on the chart, and it seems the pros did confirm the same thing, that it's about to enter wave 5. After that wave 5, the ABC correction comes in, and that will last a year,
Yeah.
at least. And then it will take another year to test out the all-time low. So after that, then it can establish. So we're already 2 years or further ahead. But the problem is the market cap is so huge at the moment. We're talking about a few trillion now. In
Yeah.
the crypto market in general, it will actually kill off jobs. That's how impactful it will be, the correction.
Oh yeah, that's the yeah. Fernando was talking about play to earn being a thing that's like coming up now for like a trend.
And
Although that's
Playtone is
different.
indeed
That's
coming
different
up.
than the metaverse, because it's like they're kind of different ideas. They're just getting used together a lot. But like, play to earn's like another concept that's like, I mean, it's not even a new thing. It's been kind of a thing that people have wanted to do for a
Play to
while.
earn exists for a long time. The thing that it made it not
Yeah.
play to earn by the industry standard is there was no real money involved with it. Which play to earn would want to change that. They want to involve real money through cryptocurrency. With
Yeah, that's why integrating it in a blockchain is very desirable, because then it can earn money, even for the company itself.
Yeah, if you want to tie to a crypto, it needs to be on blockchain in the first
Yeah.
place, otherwise it's not a crypto.
Well, that's why they were excited about the NFTs, because that's people think that, oh, we can make it an NFT instead of a crypto, or integrate it on a crypto and NFT, whatever you want to fucking do, I guess.
Anyway, those
More
people who
opportunity.
think that NFTs will go to the moon and will be here to stay is like, you have no idea what you're talking about technologically.
Yeah, buzzwords. It's all a bunch of buzzwords. But for me, the main thing that I just find irritating is I feel like for arena shooters, Halo 3 was like a good example of a peak. I would say like the later Unreals and Quakes, I feel like those are also a peak in arena shooters for the quality.
They were.
And that was like about
Halo, Unreal, and Quake.
and that was about 15 years ago now. It's like we've been failing to get a better shooter for at least 15 years.
They did good attempts with that one Gravity game.
Well,
don't know
I
what it's
think,
called.
well, I mean, I would consider Titanfall 2 isn't an arena shooter, but I would say that's the closest it's probably come.
It's a hybrid arena shooter. I
Yeah,
would
and
say.
even then, I consider Titanfall 1 to be a better gameplay anyway. Even despite the fact that it has like very severe issues of like being more buggy and having like a very strict meta in the first Titanfall. Yeah. Alien vs Predator 2. I have no idea what that one was like.
Oh,
think-
that game. Yeah, but that's not. It's a niche game, I would say.
Yeah. Was that an arena shooter or just a different type of shooter?
I saw gameplay. It's kind of like one, but I don't know if it's
Yeah.
an actual dedicated one.
Yeah, Fernando likes that game a lot. Best shooter ever. And for me, it's like, I mean, just the fact that Section 8 Prejudice was like an indie-made shooter from like 2009-ish. And that game was like basically kicking the ass of like any shooter today. And even out of its time, it was surprisingly competitive against AAA shooters, even though it was an indie game-made shooter. Because I think it was a medium-sized team that made it. So it was actually surprisingly competitive to, like, a lot of the other franchises that were, like, at their peaks back then. Because that's when Halo 3 and Halo Reach were around. That was when Call of Duty was, like, really good at the time. That was when Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2 were out. So, like, Battlefield was doing really, really well, too. That was kind of when, like, almost all the AAA shooters were, like, peaking. And even then, that indie shooter game was still competing. Because they made their game about $15, I think. So everyone just bought it just because it was good value. Because you had a campaign, you had 16v16 on console, which was like a big deal too. So, do hero shooters have a future? Oh yeah, well, hero shooters are always gonna be like relevant. I think Overwatch might be the peak for hero shooters for now, unless someone make something amazing.
Overwatch and Paladins. I
Oh,
would
and
say.
Team Fortress 2. Like Team Fortress 2 is a
And Team
hero
Fortress
shooter.
2. Yeah, Team Fortress.
Like I don't think
was
anyone, I don't think
Team
anyone's
Fortress.
like Team Fortress 2 is already like outliving Overwatch because TF2 is one of the games that gets like over 100,000 players consistently for the concurrent numbers. Not even the peak, just consistently. And TF2's been going for like over 10 years. And it doesn't even get that many updates anymore, and it's still insanely popular. It's like how Fortnite is for Battle Royales. It's like, it really seems like Fortnite's just going to be popular for a long time. So for Battle Royales, it's like, yeah, it's cemented Battle Royales as a genre that's going to be relevant.
And the fun
Yeah,
fact about
Counter-Strike's
Battle Royales
awesome.
is they already saw how polarized the whole market was and still making good money. They are already diverging to subgenres to make it less polarized.
Because, you know, because that's why you have a lot of like games that are similar to Battle Royale, but they're more unique. That's probably the reason.
They're integrating Battle Royale into like strategy games, RPGs,
Strategy.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, and CS:GO is also still really popular. Fernando said.
CSGO Battle Royale went.
Even though CS:GO is really tismy, and it's like it's very exploitable. That's the main thing. It's like I would play CS:GO if it was like less abusable, I would say. Because I would like it a lot more. Because it's just like this is a pure aiming FPS at that point, with a little bit of strategy. In terms of like the weapons you buy and whatnot. Because the movement system is like very tismy. Roll the dice. Well, I think a lot of AAA companies want to break into a market, but they have no idea how to do that.
They do. The problem is investors have more.
I'm
of a say
not.
than the
Yeah, that's
people.
what I'm thinking. Is like I'm not convinced.
It's the investors who don't know how to deal.
Especially
with what
since
the
like
audience wants. They
you
just
have
care about
games.
the yearly revenue.
You have games like Apex Legends that go really, really big. And you learn that EA, like, basically, like, yeah, they thought the game was terrible and they basically, like, ignored it completely. And then it ended up being and it's basically now their most successful game that they have. So that's what makes me convinced. It's like, I don't think the publishers really know very much of anything, of the market.
They only know how to make money and that's it.
Yeah. I think only the developers actually know, and they usually get
That's why
overruled.
they're purchasing all the options like Metaverse, all that stuff to generate diverse forms of income. Because Belgium banned out loot boxes. Hey, now they need to invent another system for it.
Even then, like, they do.
Metaverse will be a great thing because it resembles the casinos and the lottery systems.
Yeah. But even then, it's like, I don't understand why they don't diverse out just the game genres. Like, why does no one make a strategy game anymore?
The genre is dying. There's no player incentive anymore to play one of those because entry level and transfer of difficulty and all that stuff.
Well, I don't think it's the genre dying. I think it's like, I think anyone who was making strategy games, I think they died out. I think the talent's been
the
lost.
hardcore strategy, the hardcore RTS genre is definitely dying out. It's just diverging to another subgenre for more casual appeal.
Well, yeah, well, that's the main point. It's like, why
Like
does...
tower defense. and all
Actually,
that
Halo
stuff.
Wars 2 was the only one to come out.
Like tower defense, all those are very thriving in the strategy market because that's more casual appealing.
Yeah. But
For
the thing is, like,
example,
what...
Legion TD2, you remember?
Yeah, but I'm like, why does no one make an RTS? Because RTS doesn't have to be hardcore. Like, because I think that's probably why it died out, was they kept making it hardcore all the time. Like, just make a RTS that's, you know, easy for normal people. Because that's why Halo Wars 1 and 2 did well, because they were easier compared to other RTSs.
One of the issues was easy to reveal. That's basically the APM skill behind it.
It's a bound.
Oh, it's time attack again? Yes.
Time
yes.
attack.
And that's on a difficult track, it seems.
But then again, me and Kenobi don't think a lot of developers know how to make a good game either.
God, I almost died here.
What do you think, Kenobi?
Okay, I can see the difficult
Actually,
part.
it's
Holy
like
shit.
it's like individual people I notice.
Oh. I have to. Oh my god, he flew right into it. Oh no. Oh god, I'm fucked here.
I think it's like the phrase where it's like investors don't know how to get a home run, essentially. Like only like someone that's like has a good understanding of the game, like they know how to make something completely brand new that becomes like a new trend. It's like, yeah, investor doesn't know how to do that. Yeah, making a Gamu. Yeah, that's why I'm not making them. That's probably why so many developers get really strange ideas all the time. And end up making like games very narrow and specific. It's like, well, no, I guess it's like...
Oh god.
Because when you break past the point of being able to make it, it's like you become crazy. Because I want openness. Like, the main thing I want is, like, I want openness, variety, options. Like, as many strategies. I want it to be basically like chess, where you have as much open options as possible to the point where you have a giant, like, skill gap just in terms of, like, the pure amount of variety, essentially. Because chess has, like, a shit ton of variety.
The Red Royal Neptune. I need to Google this because holy shit, what the hell? This is one of those earlier tracks with which are very notorious to beat on the time attack.
Well, stop that.
No. We need to get the gold medal for it, regardless.
Why not platinum? Are you really prepared for Redout 2 if you don't even get the platinum medals? I don't think you're actually prepared for it, you know. Not good enough.
Let's think of how does he do it.
I'm still ready. I'm still really curious about RoboCrafts. The modern one. I'm wondering if airships are meta. Because they might be. Yeah. Well, to me, that's the whole point of, like, chess is, like... I mean, that's why they made the ELO system for chess, was so that you always get, fair games. And you
What
get
the
a...
hell?
You get a much
What
better
the hell?
system.
That's insane. What the hell is this jump?
Stop having fun with your racing, but I prefer chess way more, because with chess you have a game that's basically survived for, like, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years on the, you know, high end, and then at the same time you have people who, like, suck at chess that play chess every now and then, and that's why the rating system became so important for chess. It was because they realized that, like, you need to have people of a similar skill level for it to be, like, good. Otherwise, it's just completely unfair. Because there's no easy way to play chess. Like, you're either good at it or you're bad at it. There's no, like, easy option you have to, like, do well at chess, even if someone's way better than you at chess. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't enjoy it as much. I just like how it's designed. Like, I don't really like chess. I just like how chess is designed, where it's like, as far as I know, chess is like the most open-ended, like, Gamu that I know of. Where it's like anyone could frickin' play chess. It's like, in terms of, like, a skill-based game, it's like, I don't know a game that's more skill-based right now. I'm not aware of it.
Alright, wish me luck. Fucking hell, what the... That's insane.
Yeah. I just don't like it, because it's like, I need me mechanical skill. That's the only thing chess lacks, is chess doesn't have mechanical skill to it. A little bit, but, like, not like a shooter game would. Because when you have high-end chess, it's like, there is mechanical skill because you're on a time limit. So there suddenly is actually a decent amount of mechanical skill. It's just not the focus of the game at all. Why you like your shooters more, because shooters have a big focus on mechanical skill. Or at least they better have a focus on mechanical skill. That's why Battlescape has problems. It's like you're essentially like you're a shooter that you have like so many low skill options that are like effective, but it's driving me crazy. Ugh. It's horrible.
Oh my.
Action
that's
RT.
impossible to
Oh.
beat.
I don't know, it was weird. That one guy did like StarCraft 2 a lot. The guy who talked to us in Drone Kenobi. Do you remember Kenobi?
Hold up, I need to focus here.
You and your freaking
apart.
stupid race.
No.
And you're on all the fucking class 4 tracks too, so it's even worse because it's all the hard ones. Why can't you play a class 1
Most
track?
are still decent, but there are a few notorious, and that's the one I'm struggling with now at the moment.
No, because I'm trying to remember the person that was talking to us in Drone when like the Earth 2 stuff went public.
I have no idea.
It was the one that was reasonable, you know.
Do you know how many people have already come in? Like, I can't remember.
He
all.
was very unique. Alright, Fernando's dying. I'll be ending my stream soon anyway, just because it's been about an hour. It's a good boy. I'll just like kill a few poor innocent AI for a little bit more.
I need to dodge that satellite as well. God.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm actually gonna end the stream here. I'm too curious about Brovocref, I'm sorry. It's so interesting.